Okay, so like coming to the next, like how to install the Git. So first of all, like there is a way to like install it using yum install Git. So this is the simplest way if you have yum configured, or you can say apt-get. So if that is configured, but you get an older version of Git. Like if you are using rel 8, so you would get 2.18 version, and otherwise if you are using rel 7 or CentOS 7, you would get version 1.8. But we don't get the latest version, which is 2.27 or whatever it is. So what we are good, you want to say anything?
No, no, sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay, okay. So, like you understand, like for you, Ankit, like Yum is like just for the installation, like the way you do graphical installation. Similarly, in this CLI, you use Yum. So just understand Yum only. apt-get you can leave it because it's for a different operating system. So here, if we want to like install it on the rel based operating system like rel 8, CentOS 8, so we would follow these steps. So I have this machine with me, and yum is configured here, and we would, if we want to check if git is installed or not, then we would run this command initially, git hyphen hyphen version. All right, right now it's saying that it cannot find it. So let me try to install this yum group. So this would take a bit of time, but now you can understand it, that there are few dependencies for installing the Git on our machine. So for that, we are doing this. First of all, we are installing the development tools package.
Okay.
Okay, so once that is installed, then we would install these development packages: get text, OpenSSL, Perl, and then zlib, curl, and exped. So this is a lengthy process, but why I want you to do this, because like if you are using it in uh, production, like you should try to install the latest version rather than installing the old version. Because if you install by using yum install git, then you would, sorry. So if you try to install it using yum install git, you would get a decent version if you are on CentOS 8, and most of the functions you can do, so there should not be an issue. But for our learning purpose, we are installing the latest version.
Okay.
So, so I already had this installed on one of my machine, but I wanted it to like show you from the starting. So that's why I have taken another machine, and I'm starting it from the scratch, uh, so that like, you guys can see that how it is operating.
Sure.
So this was the GitHub that I was telling you earlier. So again, like in GitHub, you will have the like releases uh, there, that different like versions that you are seeing. So as you can see here, like if you check here, like the versions are there: 2.22, 23, 24. This way, like this is 2 is the major version. Okay, and then this is the minor version 26. So this way, like then 0.1, this is for the like if there is any hotfix, then initial version is .0, then if there is any hotfix, then it is .1. This way they are like using the hierarchy. So if we check this out, the latest that we can see is 2.27.0, which was on the 1st of June. So it was a month back.
Okay.
So what we will be doing, we will be trying to like do the wget, and then we will try to download that package on our system. So right now this development tools has been installed, and if I try to do, it shows that 2.18 it installed Git along with it, but we don't
Okay.
need that. We need the 2.27 one. So now we are installing the development packages. It shouldn't take long now. So now we already have this link. So we would do like copy link address. And then this is the present working directory. And I will get here. All right. So you can see that there is version 2.27.0. So now we will try to extract this. Okay, this.
So in that website, right, on that link,
Mhm,
if you go back, there
mhm.
is you see that on the
Oh,
Tarj
sorry.
GC,
Yeah.
do a right click.
Yep. Yep. Just being absent-minded.
Hmm. No, I've made that same thing many times.
All right. So this is the, like, we have extracted this folder. Okay. Now we are going to install it.
Okay.
Okay, so this with make command we are going to install it. So as on these steps you can see in the like recording also. So I guess like this should not be an issue for you to install Git.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Um, I can understand
Yeah,
the rel
the
process over here.
exactly. So so we are first of all downloading the file as for you Ankit. So downloading the file and then we are extracting the file because you know in Windows there is like zip file is there. Then you have to extract it. Then you have to install that file. So installing we are doing it using this make command. Once this is done, then we will be verifying the Git version. So I would recommend like both of you that you install like rel 8 only because we would be working on the latest. So that way like uh, we can practice on the latest. So I suppose you can also use rel 8 as on.
Yeah, I would have prepared my laptop. I think there was a miscommunication about the timing. So
Okay, okay. So no worries. You have time till tomorrow and like even this weekend also. Then also you can set it up properly because in office we get time or we don't get time. It's like that only. So you can configure it. And now this way, like while it's getting installed, let me just take you to the because we just have to verify the version of it. So let me take you to the like final thing here that what we are going to do. So I'm just waiting that it get installed so that so okay, no worries. Let me just uh, take you further. That now I'm just giving you an overview of what we are going to understand there in Git. So we already saw that Git is distributed. Okay, but most companies are using it with a central server. All right, so central server, we understand that there is central repository from where anyone can fetch the data and anyone can uh, push their data. So in Git, the most important thing is repository. So what does repository have? It contains the all the data like files, history of when something was committed, and the configuration files, etc. All those things that are managed by the Git, they are stored in the repository. So it's like a folder there. It contains the history of changes and any special configuration.
okay.
So now before explaining the three states of Git, like I wanted to like show that to you that how we can move into these three states. So okay, let it install. So if I explain you that the three states of Git, first is the working directory. Like initially when you get the Git, when your directory is initialized, that time the where you are working, that is your working directory. Okay, so when we create a file, it is not maintained by the Git at that time and it is present in that area. So right now in the working directory, it is not maintained by Git. The new file is not maintained by Git. So what you do, you add that file to the Git. And how you do that? It's simple using git add and that file name. So once you add that, it goes to the staging area. Okay, that is the
Okay.
next state. So in staging area, it's like a holding area where we are queuing all our changes for the next commit. Like it's just like a, you can take an analogy of a truck. There you are loading all your data, all your cargo, and once all the cargo is loaded, then the truck moves. So similarly, in the staging area, you keep all your changes that you want to commit, and they are present in this staging area. And what you can do, you can move those files from the staging area to the working directory, or you can move them to the commit area.
Okay.
So if you move them to the working directory, there is no record of that file, and you don't have to like, it won't get recorded. So it won't impact your Git repository. Like suppose you wanted to commit one file, but then your manager said that this file is not needed, so you can remove it. So you can move that from the staging area to the working directory so that it is not recorded. But if you go ahead and commit that file, then it comes to the commit state, and in this state our changes are getting versioned. Like you have seen in the like app store, there the file versioning is 1.1.1, 2.3.2. These versioning, these happen when we move them to the commit state. So in the commit state, uh, our changes are getting versioned, and we can, even if like suppose you have committed one change and you don't like that, it's impacting your application or the website, so you can revert that change also. So there are two
Okay.
ways. So there are two ways. Either you can revert the change and Git notes that down, that yeah, you had reverted this change on that day, and this was the person who reverted that change. But there is another way, that you revert the change and Git doesn't know that you reverted that change. So that is also possible. So all those things we would cover in detail in the next session. So like I just wanted to give you this overview, and let me see. So if we check now git hyphen version, okay, you can see that it is still showing git 2.18, because like for updating it, you have to exit out of the terminal and then you have to reconnect back. Now you can see that it is git 2.27.0.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
So,
So
this is this being considered as a central Git server, or is this just a Git install on a local client?
it's just a Git installed on a local client. I told you
Okay.
earlier that central server can be a like GitHub account. So uh,
Okay.
where you would have uh, or other people can also collaborate there. Right now, this is your local, so only you are able to make the changes. And once you push these changes to the remote repository, then that remote repository becomes your central server.
Okay. And then it's available for all other users as well.
Exactly. So they can also fetch data and they can also modify the data. It depends on the permissions that are granted there. So other persons can also modify the data, or they don't, they have permission only to download the data only. So those permissions can be set. So if I create a directory here as suppose test1, and if I cd to that directory, so I'm just explaining you what I would be explaining in the next class, and I'm showing you the three states. So I'm not going in deep. I will go in deep tomorrow, but I'm just showing you that how a new repository is created. Till now is clear. We have created a directory and we have moved to that directory. Now I am doing git init. So init is for initializing, so that this directory is being tracked by Git. So you can see this message that initialized empty repository in this folder. So here is the catch. If you do ll, it won't show anything. You would think that nothing has happened, But as you can see here, there is a .git folder. So if we do ll
Okay.
hyphen a, there is a .git folder. And if you do cd in .git, then you can see there are multiple folders, which are our Git repository, branches,
Okay.
config, all those things. So we won't be touching this right now. This is like for the later section, but I wanted to show that there is a .git folder that is created whenever you initialize the repository. Asan, you
Okay.
you do have half an hour, so if we take it for like 4 5 minutes, so that should be fine for you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just ending it. So now we want to see what is the state of our repository, so we can run git status. Okay, so this shows that we are on the branch master. This is the last thing here, that master branch. This is the branch that is created by default. Okay, no commits yet, nothing to commit, and we can use git add to track any file. All right, so till now nothing is being done. This is a fresh repository. So it's like the messages are like quite easy to understand. It says that git add to track any file, create the file. So first of all, let's create one file. So okay, so I created a file, test file.txt. Now if I run git status, it will show that there is untracked file. So it can understand that you have added a new file, but right now git is not tracking it. This file is in the working directory. This is the first state. I hope things are clear till now.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks good.
Okay, you can see here, this is the working directory where it is nothing is getting tracked. So if we want to get it tracked, it says that you have to do git add and then file to include it in what will be committed. So
Okay.
we are doing git add and then test file.txt. Okay, now it shows no message, but if you run git status now, it shows that there are changes to be committed, which means that right now we are in this staging area. Okay, this file is in staging area, test file.txt. Now, if we want to remove this file from the staging area back to the working directory, we can use this git rm-cached. So I'm not doing it right now. We will do this tomorrow. But if we want to commit this, it says there are changes to be committed. So we can do git commit -m. -m is for the message that you want to write, so that you can understand that, yeah, I made this change, I made that change. So
Okay.
I'm writing this as first commit. All right, this is self-explanatory right now, what I'm explaining. So git commit, even if you don't write -m, you would be prompted on the Vim editor to write the commit.
Okay.
So
So do you have to specify the file name here or no for the git commit?
no, you don't have to. All the files that are in the staging area, they are going to be committed. So that is your queuing place where all your committing files are queued, and then you commit all of them at once. Okay. Now, as I had installed Git from the scratch, so I did not show you one thing, and it's like that is the beauty of Git. Sorry, Hasan, I would need 5 more minutes. So, that is the beauty of Git, that if you try to commit a file, then nobody would know that who is trying to commit this file. So Git wants to know who you are. All
Okay.
right. So that's why I'm running the same command, like git config hyphen global user dot email. I'm mentioning the email that I want to commit. Okay, I'm giving a like random email and
Okay.
mm, uh, git config hyphen global user dot name, and I am giving name as Robin. Okay. Now if I run git config hyphen global list, so it shows that this is the person who is trying to commit. We can check it here also, that now if I try to commit, it is going to let me commit. So this message I will you can see there that it has committed it, and it was from the master branch. First commit is the message, and then it one file was inserted, and it was 644 was the permission of the file. So if I check here git log that I told you, you can see that this is the uh, unique identifier, and first seven characters are SHA1. This is the
Okay.
master. It is pointing to master. This is the author, and when was it committed? What is the message? So I'm not going much deeper here. We will do multiple commits, and then we will understand, because like for the first day, I think uh, this should give you an overview of what Git does and how you can track it. And I wanted you to see that how we can commit so that you can practice it before tomorrow's class. So Sam, you would need some break before starting your office. So I think this should be enough. But if you have any queries till now, so you can ask.
No, I don't have the questions. I understood. I, I'm sure going forward I will have many questions.
Surely, surely. So questions are very important. So definitely you can like note down all your questions, and then we can discuss it at the starting of the class and at the end of the class. Okay. So
Okay.
thank you, Aisha, for
Yeah,
the
thank you.
session, and please
Yeah,
pass it to Ankit also. And
yeah, sure, sir. I will pause it.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you. Bye bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.